Happy birthday, Daniela.
No. Well, it's me hosting.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. What episode we on? I'm 21. Oh, it would be
Are
real
we?
fitting if it was episode 20.
Whoops. We should have skipped a week. We really should
We
have.
should have. Anyways, welcome to Offbeat Topic Podcast.
Professional edition.
Oh yeah, professional edition. For once, we're actually
In the studio.
we're in the studio, but it's our college's studio. We finally
They don't even know that. Okay. We paid for the studio.
we're the next H3. But yeah, on today's episode, it's coming up to Valentine's Day, isn't it?
It is.
I think this comes out 2 days before Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Next, well, no, yeah. This one comes out right before Valentine's Day. So on this episode, we're gonna say some bad relationship stories, or just bad dating stories altogether. Just anything to do with ye old love.
Yeah.
If it was
That's
love,
beautiful.
was it love?
It really wasn't.
What is love?
Okay, so who wants to kick it off? Me or you?
Let's go with dating first, because I've been in relationships. I'm in a relationship. Tiarnan has been on more dates though, so
That
we'll
just
start
makes
with-
it sound depressing, to be honest.
listen, like we've established before, much easier for a girl, much harder for a boy. But at the same time, I've never ventured out of the. I've never done the whole dating thing.
You don't want to.
Yeah,
You don't
I
want to.
never wanted to, so usually I just settled for what I got. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, she settled for what she got.
But
Hope he
anyways,
listens to this.
probably will. But anyways, so Tiarnan, would you like to start us off with a nice dating story or a?
I'll end the big one. I'll
Okay.
end it on the big one.
Okay.
You know the one.
Yeah. But yes.
First, I'll end on my first dating story I'll end on my first date story because it's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Probably the funniest I've heard.
yeah, like, not going to lie to you guys,
He's a little hurt.
I'm a little hurt. Dating is difficult. I've had many things happen to me while on dates. I've had a few successful ones, and
With many mishaps. Is it?
many mishaps. The major one was, I'm not going to name, give details, because, just in case we ever do take off and they hear, because they'll know instantly, be like, wait, that was me.
Yeah.
But there was one situation where I met up with someone in my college. That's vague enough.
Yeah.
That's vague enough.
I mean,
I met up with someone in my college. I was on my day off as well, so I fucking came in on my day off. Like,
And you live like a good bit away from
Yeah.
college as well.
what can I say? She offered tea.
Had to come in.
Oh, it was free tea. She actually did buy me free tea as well, so
Did she?
yeah, I got free tea.
Jackpot.
No, basically, everything was going fine. Relatively fine.
So a very, what's the word?
Lackluster.
Okay.
That's like the best word I could describe. I was like,
It's just a very.
it's one of those dates where you clearly tell, yeah, this ain't going to work out. We ain't into the same stuff.
But yous are just awkwardly like going about on the date, trying
Yeah.
to like find something to properly do or something.
Like, we had a decent idea what we were going to do. It's just the conversations were like, so what do you do? Oh,
Oh, that's
I
nice.
do this.
It's like, like
what do you do?
it's like the text conversation is like, hey, how are you? Good, you? I'm good, and that's it. That's not. It's like
But-
that, but in date form.
I just want to give some advice. See if you, I don't know, say if you use Tinder or anything, and there's just a guy, girl, anything you're interested in, and you reply with basic ass shit like that, just give up there.
Yeah.
You ain't meant for that. 'Cause
Yeah.
damn, the amount of conversations getting, like, that's the thing. I've been on a few dates, but I've had more conversations over there. Tinder,
Yeah.
yes, I'm on Tinder, ladies. But the major issue is, people are the most boring ass fucks.
Man.
They are so boring. I've had more interesting conversations, just me and my dog.
I mean, that's not that hard. Dogs are pretty like great to talk to. They listen to you and they never say bad shit about you, except when they vomit on your bed, Tiernan.
Oh yeah, may as well go into that because we need full time. My dog vomited on my bed. He sat up and he stared at me in the middle. Actually, no, it wasn't even morning. It was 6 a.m. I had a good extra hour's sleep before I had to get up. So he just stared at me. I was like, what'd you do? I looked down, I see just vomit everywhere. I'm like, oh, Kobe. That's what I should do. Bring Kobe out on dates.
Do like a dog date, you know? Like,
Nah, dog dates don't really work, Daniela.
because they're too interested in the dog.
Nah, not that.
What? Oh, am I not
Coming
getting
up
it?
to the end story.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot to hightail the rest of my notes. Basically, to make a long story short, she called me retarded because I had the disabled button open up at the door.
That's the thing, our college has like heavy doors, so you hit like the wheelchair access buttons and it like, you know,
Yeah.
opens it
It's
for
like,
you.
it's just one of those things, just press it because
Yeah,
it's there, it's
just-
easier
handy,
than
and
open
it's
up the
on
door.
the way walking past it too. It's not like you have to go out of your way just to hit it. It's like
Yeah.
on the way past.
I know, I just pressed it just to be like, you know, it's nice.
Yeah.
She won't have to open up this heavy door for me.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was
And-
that was like a bad date. Like I say bad, just lackluster.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that. Like it sounded like it just wasn't going nowhere from the get go, and
Yeah.
it just didn't go anywhere
You're right. Daniela.
towards the end.
You're right. I wasn't going anywhere.
But yeah.
What about
so
you?
I don't have many date stories. I say many, right? But I got relationship stories. But I do have like my first. You could call it a date. In my first relationship, but when I first met up with him, like we got a bus to the cinema, and there was on 2 occasions where he had accidentally put his finger up my nose. No, it's like, but like, you know,
Accidentally.
no,
that
it
was
was
his kink.
accident. Okay,
that
so
was his kink.
The first time it happened, we were like on the bus, and he like went to point at something out the window because he was on the seat on the outside. He went to point at something, but I turned to look at him at the same time, and his finger just went like up my nose, and I was just. The thing is, he didn't even take it out straight away. He just like sat there staring at me with his finger up my nose. This person I've never met before, and I'm just staring, being like, "Can you get your finger out of my nose, please?" It's like then the second time, I can't remember how it like built up to it, but I just remember it happened again by accident. But like you said, it could have like it could be an underlying message.
No, it was
below
definitely a
that.
kink. He was like, noses though.
Yeah. So okay, back to Tiarnan.
Oh, here we go. I just remembered another story. It's not really a date story, but it was like, don't you when you're with someone and there's clear sexual tension?
Yeah.
No, just one of those situations where like, yeah, you know, we were going to go on a date at some point, but basically what happened was we went on a walk. Just, I don't know, we drove out in the middle of nowhere. I drove out in the middle of nowhere. And then she's like, yeah, I'll walk. I was like, yeah, sure, walk. She goes up. She disappears firstly. That's the first major thing. I was like, okay, you know. I'm not joking when I say she disappeared.
Like, did she walk away somewhere or?
She walked up a fucking hill somewhere.
Okay, so she was like, "Oh, let's go on a walk," but then like ditches you and goes on the walk herself, or
Like, I can't really say it was ditching me. She's one of those people where
oh, so like say if there's
she's just in her own wee world waddling along. Next thing you know, she's just gone. I'm like, where the fuck she go?
so what you're saying is you dodged a bullet because you dodged someone who's similar to Ken. Thanks, Ken.
Yeah, no, I dodged a big bullet.
Yeah. So
But basically what happened, she just disappears for a good wee while. I'm like, okay. So of course, like, I'm like, where you at, bitch?
well, yeah, we're calling out.
I'm just calling out for her. She's like not even answering. So I'm like, okay, I'll go back to my car. I might be warm. So I go back to my car where it's warm. I'm comfortable. All that good stuff. She lands 20 minutes later. Thing is, I was on my phone, so I was at a good place.
Yeah.
She lands 20 minutes later. She just opens the door. I'm like, oh, hey. How's she? She's like, I found a flower. I'm like, oh, you found a flower? I found a flower. And I was like, that's nice. Do you want to tell me more about the flower? I think it's a metaphor for my life. I was like, oh, it's a metaphor for your life, is it? And it's just like, yeah, I was walking up this hill. I was walking up this hill. I seen a bright light shine down on this flower.
Mm-hmm.
So she picked up the flower. It was a beautiful flower, according to her. I didn't see it, to be honest with you. And she kept going in all these analogies. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's like my life. All this shit. I was like, that's good. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, just like, it's one of those things where it's clear that is the stupidest shit. I'm trying real hard not to be a dick and be like, I'm not interested, but at the same time, you're about to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Then, next thing you know, she screams. She fucks the flower at my face. I'm like, what? As I pick up flower, I finally see it. There's a fucking bug on the flower.
Like what was it?
Like a spider.
Okay, so it's not too bad.
I was thrown in my face. So
Are you
I'm
scared
legit.
of spiders?
Yes.
Okay, right.
They are six-legged freaks.
8-legged.
Sex. Sex. Because it's the number of the devil.
Okay, so
They throw in my face. I'm screaming now. She's screaming. We're throwing the flower back and forth while spiders just in the middle, like not knowing. Like think spiders just going, wee.
the spider's just like, Mommy, Daddy, stop fighting.
Exactly. We're just both screaming, throwing it. Eventually that's how bad it was. She was the one who ballsy enough to pick it up eventually because it was on my gear stick at this point. She picked it up eventually and threw it outside, screaming while doing go, ah! Just fucks outside. Yeah.
So,
And then I drove home. I was like, yeah.
and you never talked to her again, was it?
I talked to her like once or twice, but then we never did go on a proper date.
Well, that sounds very eventful. I don't have many stories. Like I said, I just have mishaps.
Mishaps.
The
Yeah.
most recent mishap. Christmas. So
Bring it up.
I will. No.
Bring it up.
So on Christmas, Ken came over to visit. Came.
Mhm.
So Tiernan's more salty about this than I am, and it's funny. But basically, Ken came over, and I give him a Christmas card because boyfriend on Christmas, give him a Christmas card. So I give him a big Christmas card, and I was like, I spent like I say a good bit of money, but for a card wise, I spent like a good few pound on it. Because I was like, oh, it has to be a special one. I never get to give him a card because we don't send cards. Like, in a long distance thing, I don't send cards. It's just too much effort. But I give him a card, and he turns and looks at me, and he's like, shit, I didn't get you a card. But the thing is, 2 weeks before, me and Tiernan were talking, and I told Tiernan, I was like, he's never going to get me a card because he's not the type to, like, think of getting me a card at all. He doesn't think about most things. Getting me a card is probably not what he's, So Tiernan talked to him one day and literally told him, Daniela likes the big cards that you get on special occasions. You should probably get her one.
Oh, I wasn't even like, oh, you should probably. I was like, yeah, get her one of those.
Yeah.
I was blatant outright, just get her one.
Yeah, and then he shows up and he's like, I completely forgot. And I'm sitting there. And the thing is, like, now that it's about a month after, or a good month over Christmas, and he still brings it up, being like, oh, I just feel so bad I never got you a card.
He should feel bad.
I know. Broken heart, like, oh.
No, I swear. The best thing was, at one point, when he was over here, I think it was me, I said, you didn't get a card. He was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And he was like, I'm going to go get you a card now. And he walls off. He has no idea where we are. He goes off, finds the card store, and he's in it for a good, 10 minutes before he finally comes back out around. It's like, I couldn't get you a card.
This thing is, relating back to, that story of that girl going off on her own. Ken's literally the type to... He's in his own world most of the time, and he says some stupid shit, like, we witnessed him get drunk for the first time, and boy, that was a wild ride. But, yeah. Anyways, Tiernan, do you have more?
As I say, I got you a card before he
I
fucking
know.
did.
No, I know, and it is my birthday today, and...
I'm never not going to be salty. I'm always going to be more angry about it than you are. Just because
I'm one of them people. It's just like, okay, I'll get over it. Like, it's not like it's the end of the world. Then Tiernan's in the corner, like that little kid, doing. Tiernan's they're looking angry all the time, being like, "Get card."
That's just because I was one
Like,
of those.
you blatantly straight up
I
told him,
know.
and you just still forgot.
Daniel, it just feels like he didn't listen to me.
Oh, Tiarnan, I know the feel. But yes, Tiarnan, do you have more dating stories?
Try to think. Like, that dating story where, like, one of her friends tagged along, that's
Just sounds real
that's
awkward.
like the worst. Like, can I just say, see, at any point, like, that's just. Now put it this way: see if you ever feel like, oh, I need my friend to tag along. Yeah, that ain't the person for you. Then, yeah, just don't go on the date in the first place.
Like, I get the whole thing where maybe if you have never met them before, you get someone to go just to drop you off
Yeah.
and make sure things are fine.
Yeah, just keep updated. Like,
yeah.
keep them like somewhere
'Cause,
around you.
You don't know people; they might kidnap you.
Yeah,
You might like
That's
travel
fair, but
halfway
just-
across the world to meet someone you met online, and then your dad
don't
doesn't care.
actually tag along on the date.
Yeah.
At that point, it's not a date. That point, it's not the fun type of three-way.
It's just a awkward third wheel.
Yeah, it's so. I just don't understand that much.
Yeah, it just seems real awkward for that to happen.
Got some pretty dope ice cream though.
Oh, where'd you go? Was it when Joe Jackson's was open, or that?
You really think I remember? Like most dates, that was a very lackluster one.
Okay.
So it's just
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything extremely bad that's ever happened like on a date. I just remember that one time I went out one night and then I ended up like it's not even to do with like the person I was with, but I ended up getting locked in a bathroom with a lesbian. Like she locked me in and tried to get it on with me. That's like the worst thing that's ever happened to me when I went out like with my boyfriend at the time. That was the whole
that's an issue.
that's the whole shenanigans I tried to get out of, and I did get out of.
Did you tell her respect my boundaries?
You should respect a woman and then respect yourself.
Oh, I've never. That's the thing. When it comes to dating, most of my stories, I have the big one.
Yeah.
I'm going to save it. Once it hits 20-minute mark, I'll tell it then. But that's the thing. Most of my dating stories are legit. They're just okay dates.
Yeah.
Like I've had one real good date, but that ended badly.
Oh, okay.
But I'm building this up because I
Okay.
want people to. It's just. Do you have just a dating advice in general?
Date advice. Don't stay with someone for too long when you're really young. That's what I have.
You know what? Nah.
Yeah.
As bad as it sounds, play the field.
Yeah, like go out
You're
there.
young. Go out. Go out. Experiment. Have fun. Do whatever you want because.
Yeah, because I got into a relationship when I was 15 until I was like 18, and looking back, yeah, sure, like it improved parts of my life, but at the same time, it's kind of like I was not able to be myself for a long time.
Yeah.
But then, like whenever we broke up, then I was like, I'm gonna go out and drink, and then I experienced the single life for a while. Didn't like it. Like I knew
See,
it wasn't for me. Like
you
when I
say you-
experienced it.
I think your idea of a single life is much different to most people's
probably.
ideas. Because, like, I always stand by, yeah, you know what, if you find the person you're for when you're young, go for it.
Yeah.
But
It's just like whenever I was like,
don't be afraid, as bad as it sounds, don't be afraid to break up with people because,
yeah, when I was like, 2.5 years into my first relationship, I was like, I don't want this. Like, I really don't. And then I ended up staying with him for like near a full year after that, which
Yeah.
was like the worst shit ever. So, just go out, explore. I explored, and then I just found, this not for me. And then I met Ken online. That's Tinder's history. Who knows?
I've just seen, I'll just stand by, don't be afraid to break up with people.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one
Don't
thing.
be stupid.
People just, I get that breaking up is scary, but you
Yeah.
gotta be responsible about it because
Don't
most of the time, now I'll just say this before you,
Okay, no.
most of the time, if one person is miserable in a relationship, you both are.
Yeah.
It's so fucking rare that
Because
one
it's like-
person's like, fuck, this is great, and the other person's like, oh, this is pretty
'Cause
shit.
it's a two-way street. It's not just, if one's happy, then, it doesn't work that way. Okay, I was about to say something. I just completely, forgot what it was. This is the worst shit. I was actually about to say some decent-ass shit. Okay.
That was good advice,
Forgot it.
was it?
It's just, if you're not happy, It's like I did have something, but now I just can't remember. It's okay. Move on, Tiarnan. Move along.
Okay, you know what? I may as well tell the story now.
Okay.
I need some ambience. Go on. Real noises.
Ooh.
It all started on I'm going to say Thursday.
Ooh. That sounds like a horror story.
No, wait. I'm trying to think. It was one of my days off from college during the week.
Okay, when were we off? We were off like Fridays and
Thursdays?
What were we?
I think so. It was first term.
All right, okay, yeah.
Fridays and Thursdays. So I think it was Thursday. Thursday I went on. Basically what happened was me and her were meant to meet halfway. She was meant to get the bus from her house. I was meant to drive and meet her like in a town halfway.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it was, but I think this year was the time when the buses were on strike.
Yeah.
So she couldn't get the bus. So I was like, okay. She just like, we'll do it another day. I was like, I could drive out and meet up if you want. So she was like, sure. Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, so I just drove out. We met up. It's one of those dates where everyone will have one at some point. It goes so perfectly.
Until one thing.
Yeah, it goes like, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. We're talking about stuff, we're laughing, we're having a good time.
Is this the one you played Skyrim with, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the second date we did that.
Right.
Basically, like, everything was just real good. Like, we were talking away, we were laughing, we were telling stories, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
We were sort of in the same field of learning, so, it was all good.
Yeah.
After, like, I think we spent a good 8 hours with each other. Like, it's always a long, long time, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
And eventually, I said, do you want me to just take you on home? And she's like, if you have to. I was like, that's all I get home myself, if you know what I mean. So she's like, okay. So I land at her house. She says, why don't you come in for some coffee? I was like, oh, fuck coffee. I like coffee.
Get some of that.
I was going to get some coffee.
You just followed along.
Yeah, I was going to get free coffee.
Yeah.
But that's why I heard it. I meant to make a noise.
Woof. Ow.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why I heard it. I was like, oh, doggy. I like dogs. We've been talking about each other's dogs.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, come over, see my dog. I was like, go see your dog.
Mm-hmm.
I waddle over. I see your dog. It's a big dog. I mean, a big dog.
Were you describing it like, it looked like, not like a pit bull, but it was like...
Basically, imagine a pit bull, only huge. I know pit bulls seem big. I'm talking like...
This must have been like...
Imagine the size of a Dalmatian, like as tall as Dalmatian.
Yeah.
Only a lot more bulky.
Okay.
Like a bulky, like a pit bull. It was obviously a mixed breed.
Like a steroided...
Yeah.
Steroided, thing.
So I went over. She's like, this is my dog. Pat, pat, pat. She's petting on the head. She's like, why don't you pet it? We make eye contact. Not me and her, me and the dog.
Mm-hmm.
There's tension in the air. I can feel it. I'm like, I'm going to pet this dog. It's a dog. You pet dogs.
Yeah. You get the boot for some pets, because,
I bent down to pet it. It was on the other side of a fence. So I have to sort of lean over and bend down. I bend down to pet it. I give it one pat. It jumps. Fucking nearly rips my nose off. It legit takes a massive bite out of my nose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm covered in blood. I jump back, go, your fucking dog just bit me. Exact words. And then she's like, just like, what? I'm like, your dog bit me. She's like, what? She's just in disbelief.
Yeah.
Like, as you would be. And I'm like, I mean, your dog. At this point, everything honestly starts becoming a real blur because it happens so fast. I'm like high on adrenaline. Everything's just flying past me. There was a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was wearing my favourite hoodie as well, and like blood dripped on it, and I was like, oh.
Just sad. Oh.
I still have that hoodie, but like there's still like a stain from where the blood dripped.
Yeah.
So she grabs my hand, covered in blood. Now we're both covered in blood. She rushes me into her house. She basically throws me up against the wall, starts throwing like handkerchiefs, whatever she can at me to clean up the blood, and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm just like, hi.
just,
Fuck, you know.
just like in your own world, just like blood everywhere, just being like, I'm okay, don't worry
I'll just
about
do
it.
was being like, you know, buffer though.
I know.
A pretty cute buffer.
Yeah, but
So like eventually we do stop the bleeding. I'm like in a lot of pain. And my blood's my cheeks keep being like, I'm so sorry, like near in tears. I'm like, you know. I think that's exactly what I said. I just kept going, you know. Because, you know, I couldn't tell her it's okay because it clearly wasn't okay. But, you know, I didn't want to get angry because I wasn't angry. Mm-hmm. And eventually she's like, I'll get my mum to drive you to the hospital. I was like, nah, I can drive myself. She's like, do you want me to come with? Nah, I'm grand.
At this point, you just wanted to like.
I just wanted to go. I just was like, you know, this is too awkward. Mm-hmm. This is like, it's one of those things where the pain was nothing compared to just the cringe I felt in the moment. So I just hop in my car. I'm like, good situation to be in. I'm happy. Everything's set. I'm just going to drive. I call my friend first, to be fair. Yeah. I'm like, guess what happened? Dog bit me. It's like, what? Where? Nose. Oh, you fucked up, mate. I know I did. So it was a situation where everyone started laughing, and then I called my mum. She started laughing at me over it. I messaged you.
You messaged me. I didn't know Tiarnan that well at this time, but he was like, Daniel find this funny. I did find it funny. I was laughing. I was just in as much disbelief. I was like, seriously? Like, of all things to happen, like,
oh, not like that's the thing.
But your nose.
You remember? I was chatting this girl up. Like I was saying how good she was, like how great she was.
Yeah, and then just that happens.
I know. I think I told everyone in my class I got a date. It was one of those things where I was so happy about it because like she was such a good girl.
Yeah.
And then dog bit my nose.
I just remember then you come in the next day. There's just your whole nose, or not even the next day. It's like, you know, on the Monday, whole nose is like bruised and just covered with a big plaster, and you're like, I don't want to talk about it. And then everyone's asking, like, oh, did you get in a fight? Like, what happened to you?
Yeah, everyone thought I got in a fight. This story is much funnier than a fight. Because a fight's like, you know. But basically now what's happened is I went to the hospital, everything's fine. I didn't say shit about the dog because, you know, I don't want anything happen to that dog, even
probably
if it did bit me.
It's probably just like it
was probably genuinely. It's probably
my dog gets angry all the time. Like you've seen Ozzy, he gets angry and sometimes he lashes out, but like not like extreme amounts. But you know, he just does it because he's scared. Because like that's how
I'd say honestly, the dog was probably just real protective of her.
Yeah,
like you know as she would be. But nah, like I'm fine with it.
But
if you just want, like after that, we went on one more date. It was one of those things where it was so fucking awkward.
Yeah,
because the dog, like, I just couldn't get over it, and we were like, this ain't going to work out. Yeah. So, you know, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Nowadays, your nose is still, like...
Yeah.
Well, it's not like it's fucked up. It's more so, like...
Scarred.
Yeah, it's scarred, and you get, like problems with it.
Yeah, I have to go to a doctor about my nose because I think it's infected.
It might not be infected. It might just be, like, say, now that the skin's bit, and it's just sensitive skin now. Yeah. Like, it's just extremely sensitive now. Like, maybe you had sensitive skin before. Now it's just, like, extreme amounts in that one place, you know? Like, like I don't want to say, like, eczema, but it's, like, something similar to that, maybe.
Like, I'll find out soon, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but it's just, you know...
Dating life has its ups and downs.
Right side, like, I can tell the joke that I always tell where... Here we go. Are you guys ready for this? You're going to be my laugh track.
Okay.
I got more tongue action from the dog than I did her. By the way, this is a great story to tell. I remember I got drunk and I started gathering everyone in the bar around me so I could tell the story. Mm-hmm. So like it is a good story to tell people.
Like the thing, I have no stories like that I could like off the top of my head that are that good.
Yeah, it's just a fucking disaster. Yeah. It was genuine, like nothing normal.
So
yeah, we're coming up to the end as well. If you want to.
No, it's just no. In conclusion.
Yeah.
Dating's real shitty sometimes.
Not sometimes, all the time.
Okay, and awkward, and also don't do stuff that you don't want to do, like relationships. If you don't want to be in a relationship, screw everyone.
Yeah.
Don't be in one. If you want to be, screw everyone, be in one. That's about it.
Like, just what Dani was saying, dating is It's hard, it's shitty, but boy, if you won't get the best experiences out of your
Yeah.
life in it.
Like,
That's
you know, you can even see the difference. Like, just you dating people or like going on more dates than me, you have way better stories than, hey, look, got someone accidentally put their finger up my nose one time. You know,
yeah, I just
it's not as interesting, but
I put my life in danger multiple times.
you know,
No, it's
and I've just, you know, sat behind my computer being like, yeah, woo.
no dating. Just do it. Give it a try. Not for you. Give it another try. Give it 3 tries. If it's really not for you, then be like, maybe not.
Wait a wee while and then go back into it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a
And if
bad
it's
one.
really not for you, I don't know, maybe try the gay stuff.
Or,
Yeah, that's
you know,
pretty good.
Yeah. Seems to be the route.
So, socials. Subscribe to Sweeney North.
Every fucking time.
Actually, I'm actually going to be doing videos on my channel. Me and Dani plan to
Yeah,
go through
on mine. Okay, on Tiernan's channel, we'll be doing a series called.
Young and Spaghetti.
It's called Young and Spaghetti. Just a quick disclaimer. Literally, it was on Snapchat, I think.
Nah,
and
they don't need to know the story. That's
fuck.
like a secret.
We'll do like what 21 Pilots does and just change the story every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Which one's real?
The first story is we were on Snapchat. We seen a dog filter and we're like, hey, Young and Spaghetti. That's what we should call the wee ears. And that's why
Okay.
we're called Young and Spaghetti.
So yeah, we're gonna do gaming stuff on his channel, and then this is way further down the line. But like, I'm leaving for Chicago there in the summer, and I'll be doing stuff. And I'll be going over to see Ken, so I'll be doing all that good stuff and doing stuff on my channel then. But anyways, subscribe to our channel, I guess. Only if you want to. I'm not gonna force you.
Like, you know, we're the faces of the channel. If you like us, you know,
others
subscribe.
just-
If you don't like anyone else in it, you know, you're not going to have many of them. So it's mainly just you're here for us. We know.
Especially me. I'm the best. You can't see the look he's giving me, but anyways, yeah, subscribe to our channel, support us on Patreon, or check out our Patreon. You know, can't force you to do any of this stuff, but it'd be real nice if you did.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the video. But yeah, subscribe, all that stuff, Redbubble. We're iTunes website all coming soon. I'm just trying to get schoolwork all nailed down at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you for
episode
watching.
21 on the Epidemic Podcast.
Spooks and books.
This is not H3.
No, we are H3.
Okay.
Okay.